Hello and welcome to LexGo Eat, the Herald Leaders podcast about eating and drinking. I'm Janet Patton and I cover bourbon and craft beer.
I'm Cheryl Truman. I'm a features reporter and also a business reporter.
And I'm Sally Shear, and I'm the lifestyles editor and help coordinate our business content.
We're here in the Herald Leader newsroom today to talk about something that's really hitting home for us, and that's the loss of Dunkin Donuts, which is leaving downtown to move out.
We're sad.
We have Memorial Munchkins. Next Tuesday, they are closing up and moving out to Mount Tabor and Richmond Road, which is too far for us to walk. So it'll be an issue. I mean, there's places you can get coffee. There's Cup of Commonwealth, right? That's really good.
Absolutely.
But
they don't have donuts.
They don't have donuts.
Well, and part of the reason they say they're moving is because they need a drive-through. They want a drive-through, and there is not a drive-through downtown. And I can understand how that can make a difference to your business.
But in other donut news, we understand that North Lawn Coffee and Donuts is opening a second location in Stonewall. Now, we would very much like to report on this. If we could get someone from North Lawn Donuts to call us back. Cheryl Truman, as I said, this is my number. Are you getting this, Rich? This is my number. 231-3202, Cheryl Truman.
There is some other interesting news for downtown eaters, and I am so excited about this. Michler's, the nursery, beautiful, beautiful nursery over on Maxwell, is going to be getting a cafe spring. It will be an outdoor cafe. It'll be beautiful. There'll be art. There's going to be a tile sculpture by Zoe Strecker, who's a Transy University art professor. There's going to be landscaping that they've all done. There's going to be beautiful native plants under shade trees. And I told them to make sure they have good Wi-Fi because I will be sitting there working all day long.
Michler's is a beautiful
Columnist
layout.
Merlene Davis would like to know where you park.
Maybe I'll just walk over. It's not that far, and, you know, could use the exercise.
There you go.
So park in the Herald Leader lot.
Right. I've been walking downtown to get lunch a lot.
Yes. And this week, one of the new places I discovered, which I don't know is all that new, but I think it's relatively new. Dad's favorite, the guy who makes the award-winning cheese spreads, as he calls them. Yes, this says cheese spread. I'm not exactly sure what the difference is. But anyway, it has a couple lunchtime eateries that are open, one that happens to be on Main Street and the other one that's on Lane Allen. I went there this week for the first time, twice, I'm not sorry to say. The first time I had the Taco Tuesday taco special, delicious, and the second time we had the Cuban sandwiches, because we're all about Cuban sandwiches these days. Really good. Really affordable prices. There was a big long line when we were there, so I think Dad's is doing really well. 11 to 3, downtown on Main Street, worth a try.
I've eaten there a couple of times, and you're right. They don't have a huge variety of stuff, but nothing I've had yet has been bad.
There you go. There's an endorsement.
Sally, you have some really big news to tell people.
Very exciting news. I know everybody who watches our podcast, our videos, that pioneer woman Ree Drummond is coming to the Incredible Food Show at Heritage Hall on October 11th, Saturday, October 11th. The show's been going on for several years. They've brought a variety of celebrities. We're particularly excited for Ree Drummond. It's really fun to watch her show if you never have on the Food Network. But get this, we have 2 tickets to be on stage with her during her presentation at the Incredible Food Show, and we are going to be giving them away, maybe to you. We haven't figured out all the exact details yet, but please keep in touch with us at LexGo.com, and we will let you know.
You know, I've interviewed her. I interviewed her for a story we're going to have.
How is she?
She is like the best friend you wish you had. The story I had this week that I really enjoyed was about country ham. And who doesn't like country ham, right?
Lots of people in Kentucky do. No doubt about it, except for Cheryl.
You're not one of them.
No. It's like jerky to me. I mean,
well, dry, very dry.
So maybe this book is for you. Steve Coombs, who's a Louisville food writer, has written a whole new book about country ham, and he says, think of it, the best country ham, think of it more like prosciutto. That the myth everybody has is that it has to be cooked. He said, it's done. You're not going to get trichinosis.
Don't cook it anymore.
You don't have to cook country ham. He says that if you think of it as charcuterie and just get, the thin slices and eat just a little bit at a little bit for flavor. Don't get the big slab the plate ham with the red-eye gravy. And
so what does the menu at Azure include?
Well, this was a dinner that they did Thursday based on his book. And amongst other things, Chef Jeremy Ashby did a ham ice cream, a
Think about it.
Yeah.
Salty, sweet.
Fried ham ice cream. And I don't know what it tasted like, Cheryl. I knew you were thinking that.
I'm not sure that is the same as like salted caramel or
Oh, I think it could be
something like that. But
I'll be willing to try it,
Interesting
Jeremy, if
thought.
you want to bring some by.
Well, tonight, Friday night, they're going to have at Bell's Cocktail House downtown. Steve will be there doing a ham and bourbon tasting, which could be kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go down to Bell's, there's information about everything online on LexGo.com. And on our Facebook page, we'll have details on how to get tickets and how much they are for everything we're talking about. One other thing to mention, in particular this weekend on Saturday, Wilson's Shrimp Farm near Lancaster is going to be harvesting their shrimp. So if you're into fresh Kentucky shrimp, go on Saturday. I think they start about 11 maybe. And so all the details on that are also in the Weekender. One of the biggest stories that we had this week is not a happy one, but if you could talk a little bit about what happened.
It is unfortunate. Last Friday evening, early Saturday morning, there was an accident at the Beer Trappe on Euclid Avenue involving a Lexington firefighter who appears to have backed up and then pulled suddenly forward onto the sidewalk, injuring someone who was sitting outside having some beer at a table. This is quite unfortunate. I don't even know that we can say anything about situational awareness because you just never think when you're eating outdoors or drinking outdoors that something like this is going to happen to you. The firefighter was terminated by the city this week, and the Beer Trappe has established a fund for the injured man.
The response has been really good. I think a lot of the local breweries, West Sixth and Rooster Brew and Country Boy and some of the other places, like I think the Athenian Grill, some of the other downtown businesses have responded and are matching funds to help the man who's injured, who's still in critical condition, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, thoughts are with him.
Yes.
Next week, Keeneland will be kicking off, and we'll have a lot of details, a lot of fun stories about Keeneland in the Weekender and what we're going to be writing about. There are a couple of bourbon items, a couple of bourbon events coming up that are sort of connected to Keeneland. The first weekend, there's something that the Lexington Bourbon Society has called Sips, Whips, and Kicks, which is a 3-day thing where you have a bourbon tasting with Filson historian Mike Veach on one day, and then you have a day at the races with some handicapping tips from Alice Starr, and then you get to tailgate at a UK football game. Then the next weekend there is the Bourbon Social, and they are going to have some more bourbon education, another day of racing, a cocktail contest out at Fazek Tipton, and details on that are on bourbonsocial.com.
Give us the name of that again, Janet. I'm sorry.
The first one is Sips.
No, quickly.
No. If you want tickets for that, you could go on the Lexington Bourbon Society's webpage, and they'll have prices and availability on there. So, the Weekender, follow us on Twitter and Facebook for details on how to get into the contest for the Ree Drummond tickets.
Fun.
Yeah, that will be
The Incredible
really
Food
cool.
Show. It's Ree Drummond is the celebrity who's there, but what a wonderful event to go to see all sorts of Kentucky proud products,
Oh yeah,
etc.
and tickets for on-stage seating are sold out. I think tickets for the on-the-floor seating right in front of the stage are sold out. But there's general admission seating. This is in Rupp Arena, so there's quite a bit of seating still available, and you can see everything she's going to do. She's going to have 2 shows on Saturday, so it'll be worth it.
Yeah, sounds great.
So let's go eat.
Call us.
I'm ready. I'm having a munchkin.